Coach in just one moment, but just to repeat, once you get the mic, say your name and your outlet, and we'll get started here with Coach Barnes.
All right, good morning, everyone. First, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for what you do to help us build this great sport and supporting our players. You guys have a hand in really helping support our players, put them out on a platform to help project them out into this country, and just thank you for all what you do. Just really happy to be here with two seniors, Claire and Chard'e. They make up 10 returners that come back from this past season, 10 returners that you want to build a program around, just on and off the court, kind of athletes you really want in the gym every day. We back them up with 5 freshmen. 2 of the freshmen are international players from Europe, and 4 transfers. So we had a great spring putting that together. Just couldn't be more optimistic about the success we're going to have. I think this is going to be a record-breaking season for Iowa volleyball, and it's going to be led by these 2 seniors. Our other senior, Mo, she's not here today. They only let me bring 3, but she's our libero who's going to make, I think, a big splash also going into this year. So. Grateful to have you guys here and look forward to your questions.
Questions for the Hawkeyes? All right, down here, first row.
John Steffi, Journal Sentinel. Jim,
Hey,
good
John.
to see you.
You too, Jim.
There are years where you didn't necessarily have 10 returners. How much of a luxury is it to be able to have that continuity and that roster experience?
Yeah, it's everything when you're building a program, and that's why I say I think this is going to be a very successful year, and we're going to be able to do some, I think, real important things this season. Is because of these players, it means a lot to them. They're super driven. They've helped the players who've come in understand the way we treat each other, the way we train, and just how we go each day. And the coaches can only go so far in getting that across. And so, I've been coaching for a while. All the boxes are checked to make this a banner year. And so it's been a great spring and even a better summer.
Lincoln
Arneal, Huskers Illustrated. Claire, year 2 in the program, how is this different? How do you approach your second year in the program and kind of being a returner with so many other returners as well?
Yes, it's a little different. I mean, preseason is kind of the same. Like, you want to attack it. You have a bunch of new teammates, and you want to get to know everybody first so that you can gel on the court. But the season is going to be hopefully a lot different. There was a bit of an injury last year, so it kind of shook my confidence a little. But like now with our new team and everyone around me, I feel like even better than I ever have before going into it. And I'm so excited to see like what we can accomplish as a team. And this year, I feel like our team is so much more driven and determined, and it shows, like, especially with our defense. I think that's one of our main points right now, and I'm so excited for everyone else to see it. Like, our blocking, we have a bunch of new transfer liberos, and I think they're actually like superhumans. Like, you think the ball's about to touch the floor, and you're watching it, and you're like I'll do a set or done, but I'm like, oh, I got them. Bam, Greta's there. It's crazy. Like, so it's just super exciting. This season already feels a lot more different, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
Lee Feinswell from 900 Square Feet. Chard'e, you've taken a most interesting path in your college volleyball career.
Yes.
For starters, not too many JUCOs end up in a power conference.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just take us through how you went to all the different places and ended up where you are?
Yeah, so obviously starting out at JUCO, shout out to my JUCO, but it's been a journey, honestly, and just being open-minded through all of it. And my goal was always to get here, and luckily they passed a new rule where if you play JUCO, you get an extra year back. So throughout the whole journey in every school, I always strive to get better and go to the next level, and I ended up here, and I'm truly blessed to be here.
I have a couple questions. Oh, do you have a follow-up, Lee? No.
Blend JUCO, Blend Junior College.
A couple questions here over Zoom from Ethan Petrick with the Quad City Times in Iowa. First, following up on Lee's question for Chard'e, just why did you choose Iowa for your final season? You were first team all-conference last year, jumping into the Big Ten. Why the Hawkeyes?
Yeah, so it was really a no-brainer coming here. I mean, obviously, I love Coach Barnes. I mean, God-fearing man, a great man, and he's everything a player could want in a coach. I mean, he's driven just like us, and it shows throughout our program, and just love the guy, and I'm excited to play at this level. I mean, like you said, you don't really get this opportunity coming from a JUCO, so it was really a no-brainer coming to Iowa, and we're ready to make some noise this year. So.
Another question from Ethan, Quad City Times for Claire. In the spring, you mentioned a different energy and a better chemistry on the court. How has that progressed since the spring season? And how can it open up for the team? And what can open up for the team this season?
Yeah, I think our spring was amazing. I think we got along really well, but I think our summer is where we really set ourselves apart because it's player-led. You can't have your coaches with you, and I think our team did a great job of, like, you know, it's hard to try and establish any type of authority within a team. Like, you want to all be on the same level, and I think we did a good job of that. Everyone all has very good ideas, and they all want to get better, and they're very passionate about it. And so I think, you know, me and Chard'e worked together with it, with Mo, our other senior, and we tried to make it as collaborative as possible. And I think we did a great job of, like, taking what we had in the spring, building upon it, and getting to the point where, like, we feel ready to go and preseason hasn't even hit. So,
Jim, Claire had hinted at this a little bit too, but 3 or 4 transfers were back row players, and it came from Alabama, Miami, Syracuse. I mean, why did you want to hit that position so hard in the portal, and what have you seen as a result of that infusion of talent?
Yeah, it was just the natural progression of what's opened up and what positions we needed and what they could bring to the team. The ball control aspect, the defense, like, you know, Claire's bringing up, and some experience. We needed some experience in that position. We graduated a great experienced libero and Joy, so all of them stepped up, and all of them could be our libero. I think Mo really stepped up in the, you know, throughout the spring, was a lockdown serve receiver, which we knew she was a really good passer. We didn't realize she was a lockdown passer, and so she's tremendous. And so everybody we saw in film and watched were better in our gym. And so I think that was huge with infusing them. And just a little bit of information, I don't think people know this, like Claire, going into last year, that second weekend, she has a very significant injury. I think Claire's one of the best setters in the league and in the country. And that really knocked her out of that whole season, really. She was never back to that level. And this spring, she got back to it, and she's raring to go. I think probably the most talented setter in the country. I know people think that might be crazy, but I've been doing this a long time. So I think you're going to see something incredible out of that position. And then Chard'e's been a middle her whole life, so a lot of people don't know that as well. We converted her to left side, 6 rotation. She did it this spring and converted like you know, I don't think most people would see that happen so quickly. And so it just shows you how driven and versatile she is and what she's going to bring. And both of them are so driven is going to be the heart of, you know, what pushes our team.
Coach, I saw you quoted a little bit earlier this summer saying you felt like last year was that breakthrough roster, and it was injuries, like you're describing, that just kind of took its toll. What is your expectations for this coming year? Just how invigorated you feel bolstering this roster, or having, you know, a setter back for her second season and really trying to get that breakthrough?
Yeah, I expect the best out of every player every single day, and if we get that, and I think we're going to have a record-breaking year. I really think Iowa will have one of the best seasons it's ever had. All the boxes are checked for that to happen, you know, and being able to do this for a while, you look for those different, you know, things that add up to wins, and we have that in spades. We have it in leadership, we have it in talent, we have it in depth, we have it in drive. This team's more united than any team I've had here at Iowa, and that's going to get them through those hard games, because at Iowa you're going to play a lot of hard games, and you got to bounce back, and you got to be really resilient, and we work on that every day. And so I can't wait to go to battle with them and start practice here around the corner. And I think, again, it'll be something that will surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, resilient. You were 4-0 in 5-set games last year.
Yeah.
It's a good example of that. I wanted to follow up, Coach, on what you said about Claire and being one of the best setters in the conference. What is it about her game that stands out so much to you, and how she can continue to grow in this next season?
Yeah, that's the thing, is she stands out in a lot of different areas. She's just not a deliverer of the ball, which is, she does that very well. She's the most offensive setter, I think, in the country. So left-handed, hits at over 50 miles an hour, and thinks she's a hitter. She wants to hit every ball. We have to, like, pull the reins back sometimes, but she's fierce. I don't think you'll find a more fierce setter as well. And then her setting IQ is going to a different level. And I think sitting out has actually helped her see that and see how to be a better leader, how to just be a better consistent player. Because that's the part, like the talent's all there, just the consistency has all come together. Last year she would have lit it up, but this year I think you're going to see something special.
Claire, if I could just follow up on his comments too, especially you as such an offensive-minded setter, where that comes from, the craftiness, and why that's just fun for you to not just be, as Coach said, a deliverer of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I'm kind of a hitter at heart, so anytime that ball is in a good spot, it's, I got to talk to myself and be like, okay, no. Like, think it through first. But it's helpful not only for me, but for my teammates. If you establish yourself as a hitter, I was talking about this earlier, like, you can get those one-on-one situations, and it makes it a lot easier for your teammates to get kills. You get more assists. It's a win-win. And so that's just a part of my game that's always been, like, when I first started out, they're like, oh, you're left-handed, you should be a setter. And then I just happened to get a little taller, so that helped out. But like, that's just always something that's been instilled in me, is like, establish yourself so that everyone else's job can be easier. And it's worked out so far, so hopefully it still works out.
Chard'e, you mentioned this a couple of times about, coming from your JUCO background.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it's important to represent people who maybe come from more humble beginnings in their college career and to make it to a major conference, and that being an example in that way, that where you start is not always going to be where you finish?
Yes, I'm honestly just happy to be the example for that, because a lot of people who play at JUCO, they don't think they can get to this level, and I'm living proof that you absolutely can. You just have to work hard, put your head down, and compete. And I love competing, and I think that's why Coach Barnes recruited me, because I'm a dog out there. I leave it out there every time. And I can thank my JUCO for that, because it built so much character.
Chip on the shoulder.
Always. Yes.
I wanted to follow up on something Coach Barnes said too about changing positions and how that's been adapting to that, and now at this level as well.
Yes, so I've played everything in the front row, and when I first started, I was like, okay, I hate this. Like, I want to be in one spot. But I learned, I'm like, okay, if I want to be on the court, I have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable and playing wherever it is that my coach needs me, and just stepping into different roles. But I will say my favorite position now is the left side, and just playing sixth row, because I like to be aggressive. I like to dig balls, and I love hitting the big. I mean, Claire said it's a really good big. So, but yeah, just adjusting.
Question right here in front, and then we'll go right behind.
For Jim, going into your fourth year now, coaching the conference, what's kind of stood out to you about the depth of this league, and how have you seen that get even better with these four West Coast schools too?
Yeah, we went from by far the best league to just a whole different level with these four, and it's been all good. I think this year is way different than the other three, just from the aspect there's so much more unknown. So many people graduated, so many fifth years are graduated. A lot of new players, international players come to the league. I think when you look at that preseason poll, it's more of a guess than anything, because no one really knows how the teams are going to look this year. Compared to the others, you pretty much knew what they had and what they were returning, and so I think that's good for us in our program. There's, I think, every team suspect, especially after the top three. I think everybody has holes and things, and they're going to have to fill, and we're going to be right there, fighting for every spot.
Tedrick with the volleyball project. Claire, coach has expressed that, you feel that you're the best setter in the country. Has he ever expressed that to you? And how do you feel about that?
Yes, he is. He is probably one of the most supportive. I would feel confident saying he's the most supportive coach, probably in all conferences, not even just the Big Ten. I mean, he trusts in his players so much, and he instills such confidence in them that you have no choice but to believe that you are the best. You are what he says, and so I think that's just one of many good qualities that you want to have in a coach. And he really, he stands on it. When he tells you these things, he will build on it, and he actually puts so much effort into. The whole coaching staff does, and so I think that's been a huge role in developing our team and our players.
And one more thing, have you guys ever got Caitlin Clark in the gym?
Gosh, I wish. I'm such a huge
volleyball.
fan.
I coached their team once in a little inner squad, and I told Caitlin to get off the court. She was the worst player on their basketball team.
Jim, how does one go about getting a recruit from Estonia and Ukraine? And is this also, you think, a trend across all of college volleyball, getting more international athletes?
Yeah, I think it is just the model we're going to in the United States, and them having the ability to play at a high level, get an education, and earn some money. I think you're going to see a lot more infusion of, European players and just international players in general. And so I think Iowa, offers that for them. Obviously, being in the Big Ten was a big attraction, through here. And there's a lot of talent who's grown up playing since they've been really young. So they're kind of got an older mindset as far as even though they're 18 years old. So we're looking forward to them. They're actually just on their way here. They haven't got here yet, both those international players. And I think they'll be walking into a perfect situation for them where they'll be really welcomed, and we'll bring out the best in them. But yeah, I think it's exciting, for that part to see how it grows.
How do you have contacts in this town you're looking for? How do you get?
Yeah, we have people we know in the different areas that call and always give us information on a lot of different players. And believe me, we were battling with a lot of them, and we were so fortunate to get both these. Both these players were offered a lot from other schools, and they stuck with their commitment with Iowa. So it said a lot to me because at first it was verbal, and until they signed, you don't know if you're keeping them. They stayed through the whole thing, and were committed to be in Iowa once they said they were Hawkeyes. So a really good experience, and so we're looking forward to adding them.
Any questions from our student journalists that are here? All right, we got a hand right here.
My name is Melanie Allen, and I attend Bronson Middle School, and my question is for the coach. It is, what made you coach that team?
Did you
What led you to Iowa and coaching this team?
Well, lots of things. That's a great question. Thank you. Iowa, it's in the best volleyball league in the country, so I'll start with that. And then Iowa's very unique. It's a place that's so well loved. That entire state, Iowa's the top of the mountain. University of Iowa, everyone's black and gold. They love the school, and it's neat to be a part of a family like that. It's made up of really hardworking people, farmers, more farmers than I think any other state in the country, and just the love for the school is incredible. And I think our players get that when they get here. They're like, everyone knows their name. They know they're following them. They put them up on a pedestal. So I think it's a great platform for our players. It's just a great, wholesome place too. I think the people there are good-hearted people who are hardworking, and I love being in that environment. Good question.
Any last calls for questions? Okay, we got another one right here.
My name is Oliver Johnson, and I attend Brunson, and my question is, how much travel is involved in your sport?
Get that, Claire?
It's quite a bit. It's a little bit more now that we've added some people on the other side of the country. But, it's fun. California and Oregon and Washington and all that, those are all really nice places to see. But it is a little bit of travel going out there. All the other schools, in the Midwest, it's not too much. But, if you're probably going to expect to travel every other week, you have your home games, and then you can probably expect to either bus or fly anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Nothing, it's a bit, but it's not too crazy.
Any last questions for the Hawkeyes? Okay, one more, and that'll be our last.
Hi, my name is Brandy Folks. I attend Milton Bronson, and my question is, how has playing volleyball at this level impacted personal growth?
Go Chard'e.
Hi, Brandy. I would say playing volleyball at this level has impacted my personal growth by just showing me that I am capable of anything I put my mind to. I mean, playing at this level has opened so many doors for me, and I'm grateful. And coming from JUCO, now I'm setting an example for those girls as well, and just showing them that they can do it too. So that's how it's impacted me.